Following segment sponsored by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation. When it comes to mortgages and buying a home, we all have questions before we sign on the dotted line. And this morning we want to welcome Roger Hutchins with Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, who has some of the answers to some of those questions. How you doing?
Yeah, good morning, Chris. I'm doing great.
We were talking off camera. The real estate, mortgage market, the whole thing to do with real estate's kind of took a different turn over the last few months.
Yes, it absolutely has. After two of the biggest years in the mortgage and housing industries,
right.
The last 6 months has really cooled the market down. It's cleaned a lot of the folks out of the business that were just part-timers, but at the end of the day, we're starting to see an uptick in that. And the main driver was a lack of inventory has been a continuing factor.
Right.
But the buyer demand drop is basically the biggest contributor is interest rates. I mean, basically 2 months ago they reached 22-year highs.
Yeah.
And that drives a lot of people off the fence.
Right.
And wait until, hey, I'm gonna wait till interest rates go down. It's cold. It's holidays. And we're starting to see that come back around.
Yeah. If you look into your crystal ball, if you can, what can folks expect going down the road? Should they buy now? Should they wait till those interest rates go down? What is the housing market going to do according to what you're looking at?
Well, and I get asked all the time, why buy now?
Right.
Well, number one, rent's at all-time highs. Mm-hmm. And if you've ever checked here lately, it is horrible. I mean,
right.
to find a reasonable rent. But secondly is interest rates are starting to settle down. So we've seen about a point drop since they reached those highs. Mm-hmm. So they're reasonable, but why buy now when interest rates were 2 and 3% lower 2 years ago or a year ago? And I'll tell you why. It's because with the housing market cooling, the final price on a house isn't appreciating like it was. So
okay.
Instead of 30 offers and bids and it bidding up, mm-hmm. you're getting a more even price for a house. And that's giving you more buying power.
Right.
And you can always refinance when rates go down. And I'll tell
yes.
you, we wanted to downsize, so we sold in June. A true story, my wife and I. And we closed on December 29th on another house. And somebody says, well, why 3.5 points higher than you had on your previous house? And I said, because we got this house that I know would have bid it up 30 or 40,000.
Right.
So we owe less on this house, and we can refinance that lower amount instead of owing a higher amount and being stuck with it, even if it's at a better rate. So it is the perfect time to buy. People need to get off the fence and realize that this is the perfect time to buy. You can always refinance when the rates go down.
Yeah, and on TV we hear a lot about reverse mortgages. Mm-hmm. We see spots about that. Mention reverse mortgages and tell us about why that's so prevalent right now.
Well, any time the interest rates are at their higher levels and inflation's going up, reverse mortgages slip back in, their prevalence does. And we're one of the very few local lenders that have been doing reverses for over 20 years.
Right.
So you can deal with a local loan officer. I went out to Damascus and sat with a senior citizen there about 3 weeks ago. Sit down, answer questions for their family. That's what you get. And a reverse mortgage is a strategy. It's a financial tool towards your retirement.
Right.
If you're a financial advisor out there, a realtor or an accountant that doesn't know much about it or has misconceptions, it's the most misunderstood product in the market. And I'd love to sit down with them because a reverse mortgage can be an awesome financial strategy in someone's retirement plan because
right.
you can live in the house forever with no payment
right.
and you're accessing that equity to live a better quality of life.
All right, Roger, we appreciate it. Some great information today. Folks, if you want to find out more, check out Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation. The branch manager is Roger Hutchins right here over on Wendover Drive in Kingsport. There's the number. We got that website up there as well. The preceding segment sponsored by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation.